that I go broke down a road, lose its brakes, and Jamaican children are at risk. Now, sir, what is it that our parents are to feel? How are they to have confidence in this bus system that the government is instituting? Mind you, if I may wrap this up, that it is likely to benefit the government politically. There's no question about that. That this is a potentially beneficial thing for the government. And obviously the opposition sees that. But to say, sir, that it is putting Jamaican children at risk, I think is fundamentally irresponsible. And I would think that we need a response from the government that is strong and decisive to reassure the Jamaican parents that the system that is to be rolled out in September is legitimate, is safe, and that the PNP is playing politics.
All right, neighbor, let me say we can respond to you in this way. All right, when you say a strong response from the government is gonna have what we call a political back and forth. Now, let me give you an example. Recently, Everald Warmington and the political stage used words that some corners of civic society did not find pleasing to their ears. So all of them come out and demand an apology from Mr. Warmington for using the F word, for dropping the F-bomb. And all of them was up in arms. This is not, statesmanlike and all of that. Now, Warmington came out and made an apology. Statesmanlike. And another member of the PNP went on a platform and decided, say, we're ready for war, and if it's war, it's war, because all of we get to training. Civil society, ignore that. The very leader of the opposition say this election not gonna be easy. We have to get wicked on them. The same leader of the civil society ignore that. The very same leader of the opposition say, me come from jungle and the jungle man them give me strength when me want it. So I'm not afraid of no boy. That was ignored. Right? So I'm saying a strong response for a comment like that is not supposed to come from the sitting government. It have to come from civil society and the media. Civil society and the media is who's supposed to be chastising Peter Bunting and Mark Golding to be calling down stuff like that and the Jamaican people. They are the one who step and say, this is not acceptable. But as you say, the PNP has been allowed, not by the Labour Party, by the so-called civic group to get away and do whatever they feel like. And now they feel so powerful that they can step on a platform or on a stage and repeat and say anything they feel like, and there is absolutely no consequences for their words.
So, good evening to everyone. I will say this, and based on that, a lot of people are engaged on social media. We could have 10 gangs in Jamaica. I'm using an analogy. We could have 10 gangs in Jamaica carrying out the same chaos that 300 gangs in Jamaica would be carrying out. That doesn't mean we have 300 gangs. A lot of people on social media think what they are hearing from the few people they are hearing it from. It has spread so wide and across Jamaica that most of Jamaican people are believing what they are hearing. And it has to be said, how are we judging the Jamaican people? Are we judging the Jamaican people based on how we judge ourselves? Are we looking at Jamaican people less than how we look at ourselves? Because I think if we were looking at Jamaican people like how we judge ourselves, yeah? And as to say a majority of Jamaican people, not the minority that we see are gathering at these mostly campaigns and stuff, and where these people choose to go and campaign, yeah? We will look at Jamaican people in a different light. what is being taught and said to the Jamaican people in a certain level of Jamaican people. No, those conversations couldn't go in certain other spaces, demographic in Jamaica. And if we can make this judgment, say what they're saying to these people, and you will hear the vulu ZLR one name, still blowing, even when what they're saying to the people don't make sense. We know who they are catering to and the type of people they are catering to. But we also have to understand that we have a shift in Jamaica. And the shift came 2016 when the most popular, one of the most popular prime minister was beaten by a prime minister, an upcoming young political leader. It don't take what you would call it now, die-hearted. It wasn't die-hearted labor right that made Andrew win 2016. It was the change in demographic in Jamaica that were upset and tired of what their parents were facing in the 90s that made a difference in 2016. And from there, the demographic keeps solidifying where the Jamaican Labour Party is picking up people, not the type that going to be out there demonstrating and talking all of these things, but are at the dinners in the evening, at Friday evening, or at the bars drinking, or at the Friday happy hours and all these type of things. These people going to be coming out to vote, man. They're enjoying a different Jamaica. And we must look at them like how we look at ourselves that are willing to go out there and vote also too. Because I am not a die-hearted. I am somebody that want the best for Jamaica. And when I see a bus system is put in place and somebody telling me that the old system that we have is going to make it better, I have to question who is he talking to and the vuvuzela them go off when him say them type of things. And I can bet you that he couldn't go and speak to certain people, and he will never wish to speak to certain people in these type of way, or they speak to the people them where them speak to, where them know say, yo, these people are just the people them where we carry around and run behind it, and we know where we have carried them from, and we know who we have got to. This is not the same Jamaica like what others people that like we interpret or we see that was back in the days. We have a new demographic, a new dimension of people thinking in a different way, people seeing new lights, people seeing new things happening in Jamaica, people experience some of the things that they're seeing on social media in Jamaica. We just have an irresponsible opposition. And I think neighbor said something, and it is very important. We have to know, examine what is the role of an opposition in Jamaica. The role of an opposition in Jamaica cannot be about we are running a race just to win. So we do whatever it takes to win. If it's even to lick out the knee cup of somebody just to win. It has to be an opposition that oppose responsibly.
Well said, Omalo. Very, very, very well said. Winner.
Chucky, after winner, I'd like to say something. That is after winner is done.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Sir, winner, how you doing, my brother?
Good day,
Go ahead.
God bless you, man.
You know, I must agree with neighbor that a response in light of fear that was created, because I think what Peter Bunting did was to create chaos and fear in the minds of Jamaicans. And we know we people already, you know. We can't sit here and pretend as if all of our Jamaican people are educated. Some people have that challenge. And I believe that PNP has been using the data to say that, you know, the number of persons that are considered to be literate, they are speaking to these people. They are playing on their emotions. Remember, Mark Golding told supporters, to listen to everything that I say or we say, but question everything that the Jamaica Labour Party does. So we have to be mindful. I think a response would be forthcoming from the government to say, okay, this is a process. This is how we order the bus. This is how we pick them. This is what the verification process in terms of mechanical health and body structure, whatever. This is the process that comes on island, port authority, inspect, whatever. The bus are taken to the shop to be modified, also inspected by a mechanic, a certified mechanic, whatever, before they are actually put on road. And you have a safety officer to look at all of these things. Once you do that, you're basically nullifying Peter Bunting, reassuring the Jamaican people that, listen, these buses were brought in by your government that you have trusted for the last 2 terms, that we have your best interests at heart and we'll do everything to protect the Jamaican population. Once you do that, you nullify Peter Bunting and make him look like a fool. Because guess what? He's a lawmaker, guys. This man, fancy if you mute him, please.
Continuing.
You know, for a lawmaker and a seasoned politician, what he did and what he said was very, very irresponsible. And you know, I realize that the outside of the government who will speak up, our civil society groups, the Jamaica Accountable Portable Meter, the Jamaica for Justice, the National Integrity Action, Jamaica Council of Churches, and all the other churches, bodies them who all of a sudden come out of the woodwork. I don't even know them. I try to research them. I don't even know who they are, who are behind these names, right? They have sat by and allowed the opposition to get away with so much. And whenever the opposition has been caught red-handed by the Jamaican people, we call out, they go into hiding. They sit there until the government might make a little mistake or something that the government does, and they balloon a simple thing into a big thing. And these civil society groups always have to learn, people. Aluna Asamba told us, they set up these civic society groups. We call them civil society, but we fool them a PNP people because we have an agenda. When you look at NIA, who formed them? Trevor Monroe, a former senator of the People's National Party. When you look at Daniela Archer, worked closely with the PNP in the past, Peter Bunting. When you look at JLP for Justice, how they position themselves, you can see they're aligned with the People's National Party. And therefore, Jamaicans have been saying that, listen, we are taking charge of our own Jamaica. We are calling out the opposition when they need to be called out. If the government does something that is wrong, we call them out for it too, because we don't expect civil society groups to do what they are mandated to do. They're just the agents.
You have to also understand that majority of these so-called civic groups we hear about, they only exist on a letterhead. And if I am sure if we dig deep into most of these letterhead, their address is 89 Old Hope Road. Most of them, they are only on letterhead. We have never heard of any of these groups anywhere doing anything apart from when they feel they have been wrong or they release one statement. Have you ever heard of any of these groups doing any form of charity work in Jamaica yet? No. Sorry, they only exist on a letterhead. Right? And these are what we have to. See the I forgot the name of the church, the one that is run by Fitzhenley, I think his name is. He came out strongly against Warmington for using the term. But when a member of parliament go on and say government are going to kill off the people and picnic, or that them ready for war, they are silent. Right? So I am forced to agree. Say yes, it can go be a political back and forth, but the Labour Party will have to fight this one battle in this one. Joshua?
Greetings, sir. I'm glad Winner went down that road. Neighbor, good afternoon. Rig, Trigger, and the rest, and those in the chat. I'm forced to agree with Winnow because that's one of the pointers that I was going to touch on, which was actually raised by a neighbor. We can't be silent on this one. I think it demands a press conference in particular, not by the JLP, but by the government. And some may ask, isn't the JLP the government? Yes, but not from a party perspective, but from the government, because it's not the Jamaica Labour Party as an organization that brought in the buses, but the Jamaica Labour Party as the government that brought it in. And it needs to be addressed, and the matters that we placed on the table need to be dealt with forthwith, because the PNP is trying to use scare tactics, right? And I believe that when this is fleshed out, it's going to fly in their faces like filth, right? Because when the government not only rubbish the claims that are being made by the PNP, but also shows the benefits of having such a system in place, right? One of the benefits are the cameras. Parents now can, in real time, look at what their children are doing in real time because the cameras are there. We can't ask for any more comfort than that. It's like your child being at home, your 8-year-old child, and you have to work, but nobody is there to babysit your child, and you want to take a quick peek to see what's happening. And so you tap into that system and you have a quick look, right? That will bring a sense of comfort and reassurance to the parents. So that's one. When we look at where Jamaica is headed, currently, the bus system, etc., it reminds me of the 60s. And I'm forced to believe, based on some of the media reports, international media reports, The Guardian is one such, the IMF had made a reference recently, and other international community partners made references to Jamaica in terms of look at what we're doing with crime, look at what we're doing in terms of economic growth and stability, look at what we're doing in terms of infrastructure. And now the bus system as a Caribbean nation, as a small developing nation in the Caribbean, in North America, right? Jamaica again will come under scrutiny by the international community, but in a positive way, as we did in the 60s. We're in 28 countries, Singapore being one, under the banner of the International Bank for Reconstruction, now known as the World Bank, came to study what Jamaica was doing, that caused it to be growing at the pace by which it's growing. And I want to put on record that even if they don't turn up, nations are looking at us. We see recently a police chief from one of the Caribbean islands mention about what was happening here in Jamaica, right? Mention about what was happening here in Jamaica and how pleased he is because when one Caribbean island prospers by way of tackling crime, the rest of the Caribbean also benefits. And so I want to land there, right? And give others a chance.
So, Chuck,
Yes.
the question I have at this point, though, Ring Trigger, sorry. Are we to understand that should God forbid and the PNP forms government, the buses are already here, the system is in place. Are we to understand that he's going to park the buses and pay the taximen?
That's what he said.
Oh, okay.
In his words, not mine, his words. Their system is not to put any bus on the road, it's to empower the bus and taximen we already have now. The same ones were not carrying the kids, the same one where repeat this too much time, where violate our young girls on a daily basis, he will empower. So yes, and that is what me get from him. So yes, them about that we can make no money off of them, so we're not going to keep them.
So, Chuck, let me ask you a question. Did Ms. Vaz run a pilot program?
That's going on right now.
Did Ms. Vaz report, or did you see any one of the bus that she was running had any problem of parents not the bus not filled with kids?
No. I understand, boy. They say the kids them applaud when they see the bus a come. The way them happy.
This is the type of thing that I really talk about, you know, when we talk about the JLP bus come and do a news conference. Listen, man, we're good, man. We're good. We're good. We're good. We are good. We Jamaicans are an intelligent group of people. We are. We have some amongst us that are not.
Yeah, if I may say though, sir, that it is important in governance that you are taking the people along, and you can't take the minority, you want to take the majority, and those persons that you are taking along are also supporters of the People's National Party. The buses are not on the island for JLP parents. The buses are on the island for Jamaicans. So let's make that clear.
So are you saying that people, just a minute, are you saying that people that are boarding the bus are JLP people?
Not saying that at all. Please listen. I'm making an important point. It is the responsibility of the government to assure its citizens that the policy it is implementing in September is safe, has passed the safety tests, and that parents can be assured that the government has taken all the necessary steps to ensure the safety of the children. That is the government's responsibility.
And I will say
it cannot be abjugated at this time. Now, politics has gotten involved. And whilst you are having confidence in Jamaicans, I don't have that confidence. Because the people in that crowd cheered when they heard the statement. They blew their vuvuzela and they cheered. Those are Jamaicans, sir. Are those the people you are talking about?
Cheer for anything. At political campaign, they cheer for anything without hearing nothing.
But then
Is it me?
there are persons
Yeah.
now who are on lives, even as we speak, echoing that.
They have to carry out their message. They cannot campaign on anything good. So we cannot expect that the PNP is going to campaign on the goods that are going on, the good things that are going on in Jamaica. They have to be negative in order to have anything to campaign on. But I am saying to this, listen to this. I am the only one that hear that these bus engine can go over a certain miles, and they are being refurbished, and the doors are being put in places to accommodate Jamaica. And we know that in Jamaica, in order for vehicles to come to Jamaica, they have to pass a certain inspection. Am I the only one in Jamaica that know this?
Sir, do you agree with me that Peter Bunting... Just a minute, give me a second. Do you agree with me that Peter Bunting has influence?
Very much so.
Okay, and do you agree with me that he can influence the minds of people to believe what he says?
Very much so.
And Mark Golding, sir? And Mark Golding? What about Mark Golding?
Just a minute. You asked for Peter Bunting, so it must be Mark Golding. But Peter Bunting influence didn't work in his constituency the last time he lost, because it's not every Jamaican you are going to influence, because the demographic of Jamaicans are changing and getting more educated and are open to social media that is giving them a lot more information.
Yeah. And we are agreeing more than we are disagreeing. All I'm saying, sir, is that the government of Jamaica has a responsibility to reassure its citizens that don't listen to the rhetoric, don't listen to the lies.
I think the government has done. The government tell us about refurbishing of the buses
I said reassure. I said reassure. In other words, do it again. Do it again. so that if there are any doubts, as there are doubts now, Omalo, as they are doubts now, because if they
Doubts
were not
amongst who though? Who are the doubts amongst?
among Jamaicans, Omalo,
It is
Jamaicans,
amongst those that are locked into the People's National Party and are going to vote that way.
and they are not Jamaicans.
But you can't change their doubt. It's like you're telling me, it's as if you're telling me not to believe in the God that I believe in and doubt
No,
my
sir,
God.
you are not understanding,
Believing into
brother.
our next God.
You are not understanding.
Give me a second, guys. Give me a second.
Yes,
A part of good governance
yes,
and good optics, the government of Jamaica has a due responsibility to
yes.
reassure the Jamaican people that due diligence was followed
That's it.
when we prepare these buses, and these buses are at its highest level of safety to protect our kids.
Yes, what I'm saying.
Even though
But the government of Jamaica never do this.
Hold on. Even though I am a JLP supporter and I believe in the work of the Jamaica Labour Party and the Jamaica Labour Party government, and it pertains to my kids or my child, I draw a line. Even though I might support the government, if you're going to put a bus on the road, it's responsible of the government to notify me and tell me that, listen, these buses are safe for my only son to go and sit on. Now that
The government of Jamaica has done that.
Sir. In the light that Mr. Bunting came out and put that out there in the atmosphere for people to think, it takes nothing from the government. It takes absolutely nothing.
They're supposed to run behind the PNP.
You cut me off. Remember, we have other persons who are listening and you cut me off. It takes nothing out of the government. The government has a press conference every single week to just say to the Jamaican people, all due diligence were followed. We did this, we did that, and the buses are safe to commute on the road with their kids. Argument done. That is part of good governance.
Didn't the government
I agree.
Despite the fact that the government did it before, that lawmaker. Give me a minute, Knox. Despite that the fact the government did that, a lawmaker, a person that sat in the House of Parliament and was a national security minister, came on a platform and said something about the bus that we're going to put our kids on. The government have a due responsibility in one of his press conference to remind and reassure the Jamaican people that what he said was false and these things were done to the utmost best interest of the Jamaican people. Argument done. Nothing.
Not only that, winner, but not only that, but they should also point out that the opposition is being mischievous, irresponsible, and quite frankly, are issuing dangerous statements.
We can't allow that to sit. That can't allow to slide. Bunting, that cannot allow to slide for Peter Bunting. Even if you have a response as a party or a response as the government, but some response of the place.
Winner.
The response must come from the government.
I mean, the government, the Jamaica Labour Party said they're not going to turn it into politics. I heard Mr. Darrell Val said it. He's not going to turn it into politics. So a response from the government.
But winner, one of the things what the PNP do is when the PNP them a beat something, when I lie, they keep beat it. The government, if you understand, say we have to keep press back against whatever they say at times, because if we allow it to talk too much, people start believe it. I don't want that still.
Listen, the first one of the number one state of propaganda, or using propaganda, is to lie big, because the people would not believe that you would be so daring. You wouldn't be so bold to tell such a big lie. And what he did was told a big lie. And what they're doing now is to say the lie over and over and over until it's obscure reality. The government needs to disrupt.
Believe it.
Chuck, so tell me something. The investigation what the ICV said them have on the Prime Minister. There's something to in a Parliament stating said there's no more investigation. Something else for real?
Right. Your report said true.
But you see the defense went on, then we said the Prime Minister are being investigated. So a lot of proposal and everybody are making nice about it. But this one come like it just say and it just sweep and it carpet. Come on, hear much funny. But this is the same thing why we now talk about it makes sense. So we have to push back on things because if we don't do it and push these things and make people hear them, because if we do that, people can start believing them here a lot.
Exactly.
Hold on, guys. Make you get Trigger a minute. Trigger wants to say something for a minute now. Trigger.
Thank you, sir, and good afternoon to the gentlemen and lady
Good afternoon, my friend.
on the platform. Boy, Chuck, me have you asked you if me I did hog seed a while ago. Anyhow, make that fly over your head. That being said, that Peter Bunting, I think we need to use the concerted approach to go after him, because that man's only spread falsehood after falsehood after falsehood. And him, along with members of the PNP, are getting away with too much. Because when you consider a quality system like the school bus system that we have only dreamt of and is coming into being right now, and being in an election year, the PNP can't even come to the country and say, look, it's a good system, but we would go one better and improve the system. They try to tear it down and malign it and continuously rely on the system that we put in place that is for the improvement and the betterment of Jamaican people. And when it coming from a Peter Bunting, who is an abject failure as a Minister of National Security, and lest we forget, people, he was one spokesman on education, And if any of you can name me one proposal that he has put forward during that time, that could have say, moved the meter, I stand corrected and I shall yield. But even there in the education ministry, he did not propose anything that would have moved the education system forward to improve the lives of the Jamaican people. So I say this to say that in concert with all of what you guys have said in relation to the bus system, the bus system for the primary school system, the government really needs to come out and make a statement towards it and say, look, Peter Bunting is being irresponsible. And not only that, it can't be government at all costs. Wherein we are going to just come out and say, boy, your children going to lose your life because the bus them not good. That is so crude a statement to make, because let's us forget, Bunting and Mark Golding children get show up a trip to school, The wider Jamaican public children, the lesser class of people have to take the bus system. And we are moving from a system that is inadequate to their in the current scheme of things, right? And to put them in a system that is safe, one that is of a certain quality that the children can go to school comfortably. We have to go at him, and we have to go at him strong. And I rest there for now. I'm going somewhere. So I have to rest there for now. Over to your host.
All right, sir. Who's next? Common sense, your time.
Yeah, Chuck. I'm in total agreement with Winner that the government needs to address it, man. And not only in terms of the government, I think it would make good politics if Andrew Holness go head on with this one here. Yes, and talk it up, and point out to the people the features, the benefits, and in all of it, all the ways, So it really, I think Holness personally should address it. Because
Holness did address it. I don't think they've said anything. I think Peter Bunting's statement was just over the last 2 days, I think, or a day. But I think they have addressed several of the issues that was raised by the government in terms of the safety. They have addressed it, but it is, as I said, the fact that the PNP is given full access to our media, and meaning that they have full access to the Gleaner at the front page level, where anything them say is fast on the Gleaner, and the Gleaner will report on it. Now, what the Labour Party say is up to us on social media to push it, because it won't make the Gleaner. Right, so that there have been several responses from them.
Right. And maybe this is as a side note, Chuck. I'm hoping that, like how they're getting the buses, it will be good if the government maybe send up somebody, a couple people from Jamaica, and let them go talk to the, let's say, some US people who run in the bus system, and get the best ideas also from them, instead of maybe doing it only on their own. You follow what I'm saying? In the way that their system work over there.
But I don't know. I think they had consultants here, They had consultants actually came in
Okay.
They have consultants here, man. So they're just not doing it willingly. They have consultants.
All right. I'm just
Yeah.
checking on that.
So I think one of the things that this government has done, and we can all be proud of it, is that they don't have knee-jerk reaction. Things are put in place in a responsible and sustainable manner. Where if we're gonna put something in place, it cannot be in place just for 2 days and then after 2 days it disappears. So yes, they did have consultants come in. We need buses there, and I think there's still other consultants here that are, their job is to fine-tune the system once it starts working. So this school bus system will not be a one-hit wonder. It will be a permanent fixture in the Jamaican school environment going forward.
Right.
Mula. Young Mula.
Oh yeah, man. Evening, everybody. I hear someone ask something about the buses earlier. Say something about the buses earlier when say God forbid the PNP wins, if they're gonna go forward with the school bus program, or they're gonna discontinue it. I think somebody in the media, one of those media houses, should question Mark Golding or any one of them, put them on the record, and get an answer. Ask them a question.
Thing is, young Mula, that's a good idea, to put them on record.
Put them on the record, man.
That will not happen because they're not going on any platform, any interview.
They're not doing
on any PNP right now.
And that is their strategy, hiding from the media. But I want a journalist to ask them.
You have to submit the questions beforehand.
And them see the questions and choose what they're gonna answer. But they should catch them somewhere off guard. Catch them somewhere and ask them, if you win, will you continue go forward with the school bus system, or are you gonna discontinue it totally and put in the whatever you're gonna put in? Empower the taximan and the busman. Yeah. So yeah.
Right. That would be a good question for you to pose to them at any
corner
you catch them. Anywhere you corner one of them, ask question. I agree with you.
Exactly. And the next thing too, and I think the government should put out a statement to reassure about the buses. Let parents know they are strong buses. Just reassure them, just peace of mind, because Peter Bunting, they will spread the propaganda, and people are running with it. Even if it's true or not, they're gonna run with it and echo it, repeat it. People are gonna hear it. They might don't want to hear it, but they might come across it on a live or something, and they're gonna say, well, but so we got to have an official statement from the government reassuring the people. And that would be very good on their part, I think. On our part. Yeah. Yeah, man.
That is true. Yes. I would support a statement coming. Say, yeah, listen to me now. This is what we have. This is how we get it. This is what they are.
Maybe one of the hierarchy in the party can put the question to the media and tell them to ask them, and then maybe you get a look at traction and ask.
You see, Dean, we here on social media are far better journalists than we work on North Street or Lindos Road.
How do we know that, man?
Because they will not put these questions to any member of the People's National Party. They will not ask. The PNP, recently a scandal came. Hold on, 1 second, Omalo. Recently, the scandal at the KSAC came out. The PNP had a press conference, and it was only the journalists from Nationwide posed one question to the PNP about the raid at their office. Only the journalists from Nationwide posed one question, and the General Secretary of the People's National Party was brazen enough to say they don't need to answer it. Right? So they have captured a part of the media that will not dare to add any balance to the conversation, but to shield the PNP as much as they can.
And the next thing sorry, Chuck, the next thing too, I think deep down they know they won't win, so they're just saying anything. And they know they won't win.
Yes. Yes, the desperation is.
Yeah, desperate. Yeah, that's what I pick up.
But I am beyond confident that the Jamaica Labour Party will win. But I know if the PNP just me name no want to do it, but me I go just say it without say it. It's like say me I smell something when me not really want to smell. Say if them win, you know, I don't worry about them parking the bus, you know. What I worry about them doing is running down the system, that the system don't work. But they will defund it, so the bus them destroy. Because remember, the government say there are servicing programs and the JUTC is responsible for all of these stuff. The drivers will be trained by the Jamaican JUTC Urban Corporation or them and them. The government came out and tell us all of these stuff. How the bus is going to be maintained, who are going to be the drivers, the records of the drivers, and all of these things, and somebody to help supervise the kids on the bus and all of these things. Yeah? What I am worrying about is not to park the bus. Yeah, it's not to park the bus when they take power, but to run down and defund the system and destroy the service rather than to build on it. That is my problem.
That is correct, Omaro. You're correct on that one. Yes, and they are good at doing that because they have defunded several systems in Jamaica, let them run to the ground. Right, so I do agree that is the danger we face from them. Not them just parking the bus, but running down the system just to prove a point. Running down just to prove a point. And Bentley, you're saying something?
Yeah, man. Night. Evening to everyone. The other thing is, how much money would they be paying out to have a taximan and busman per week or per day to do what them say they would do? Ain't that way more money than if people take the bus, if they use the bus system?
They according to the PNP, rather than run the bus, they are gonna give parents $2,500. Now, my rough calculation is one child going to school, spending, if you have to take one bus, which is the minimum, take one bus, go one bus come, that's a $100, go $100 come, and a taxi or a bus. You're spending, you have a 20 school day in a month. So you're basically spending $4,000 for the month. The PNP plan is to give you $2,500 rather than give you a bus system, give you $2,500. Now, where's the rest of that money gonna come from? But these people that they're talking to don't think that far ahead to say, why 2,500 but 4,000 is spent to do that. So 2,000.
Hold on,
let me
tell you something, man, come off, Chuck. At 200.
Hold on, Javi. Give me a second. Hold on, Javi. Go ahead. Go ahead, Marlon.
All right. So it wasn't Amalo. Mark Golding says he said he was targeting 20,000 families. Now, at the very least, 2,500 times 20,000 is $50 million. That's per week. Because if the 2,500 is per week, let's assume that it's per week, and we know it's not per week. That is 50 million every single week. If you times that by 12, equal
40 weeks. I think 40 weeks is 2 years.
All right, times 40, we have $2 billion per year just on the bus system alone. Remember, in addition to that, he spoke about money, 20,000 young people who will be getting $500,000 to get their NHD home. And that led us into the billions of dollars. Remember, he spoke about billions of dollars for the social media activists, right?
Yes.
So where is he going to get all of these promised goodies from? Because as the finance minister said, right, and we must not forget that he promised that if, should they win, education will be taxed, agriculture will be taxed, imports will be taxed,
Health will get back.
and they will make health affordable. So
not free.
I hope Jamaican people stop and think and realize the hardship that 2,500 that he's promising them will be taken back from them quicker than they got the money because of the amount of hardship and taxes that they'll be facing. The poverty rate, which will go right back up. The inflation rate, which will go right back up. The unemployment rate, which will go right back up. Right? And the crash of the economy. And again, we will have FinSAC 2.0. I land right there.
Yeah.
All right, so
Me hear say $100 truck. But I mean I know it's near school in there talk about. And 200.
no man, I was just saying the minimum. The minimum.
Oh, cause I mean so at $200 my pin them pay figure me pen for down cut. And 200 like for me pen figure bus start. 200 like veer. 200 like CC. So you check at 200, 400 one way, 800 for day for fear alone.
800 one day. So basically will be $8,000 for the month.
So you know you have to have $100. $100 tax again.
What about the parents have 2 and 3 pitney?
Yeah, one lady say from Buckner, she never knows say from Buckner. To come and me a pen. The taxi man them charge the pitney 150. And look that I walk sometime.
Yeah, so the question I ask now, if the parents them who have 2 and 3 kids, they might get $7,500.
I say we have 2 pitney academy for school.
Yeah, so if they got 2,
majority of these things, are not things that the PNP will actually do, They're just there to get the vuvuzela going. They're just there to get the vuvuzela going. Ooh, say this. That's what they're not things that they can. You think the PNP can get up and give every single student in our school one breakfast? No, that's not the plan. But they just want to give us something to ride up them crowd.
Yeah.
But I do believe when a lawmaker gets on the platform, a man of the stature of Peter Bunting, Mr. Divine Intervention himself, go on the platform and preach doom and gloom on our nation's children, it must not go unnoticed. Now, we know that no system is perfect. And we know that accidents do happen. You can't predict them. So what the PNP is banking on, day one accident happen. Oh, see there, would it tell you no see there? Would it tell you no see there? So it won't be an accident, It will just be them prediction. Tap up the screen, my people.
Chuck, I'm going to say something, Chuck. Chuck, you say,
right,
you see why the school bus system hurt the PNP so much, Chuck? It is because the school bus system is embedded in the Jamaican people's psychology of what a good system it is. Chuck, the school bus system is not new to Jamaica people thought. If you was listening to Mr. Perkins when he was alive, from Mr. Perkins was alive, Mr. Perkins used to talk about school bus system. This has been a topic in Jamaica that was pretty much very alive and was something that was considered a very good program to put in place for the Jamaican children. It is embedded in the Jamaican psyche that this is a good program. Now that the program is on stream, this is what is causing the problem to the PNP to be jumping over their own foot, because it has messed with their psyche that it can be put in place, something that they couldn't have done, something that the Jamaican people were anticipating from a long time. This is something that is really, we have to understand the psychology behind it. It's not everything we must look at the psychology of things and how why people respond to certain things. Because if it never messed with their psychology, they wouldn't have responded to it in the way that they are responding to it. But just because it is something that the Jamaican people were always anticipating, especially when you hear of an accident with school kids, it is always a topical issue as to a school bus system. The benefit of it has been told to the Jamaican people, and it is in the psychic of the Jamaican people. So they are anticipating it, and now it is here. That is why it is causing them so much problem, and they have no other choice because they cannot come out and say anything good about it. They have to say bad about it. But I know the Jamaican people are going to hold them accountable for this good deed.
Well, I'm reading the XCL say I ran across a live a few moments ago with a pastor pronouncing hell and woe and the JLP. And every pastor come from God, the devil have pastor too.
Yo, as he said that, they made me intervene. You know, the one in there, Mark Stewart, that drunk crow. Me take him on him live the other night, you know. And him a pronounce help on me. I have a screen recording. They on live and I talk about say him God a talk to him. And God say, him a go say something and him a build up the crowd and him a build up the crowd. Him a say the office, him a go say something and nothing can stop him from saying. So me did me a watch him. Him say the office of the OPM, the office of the PM is pronouncing evil on Jamaica this very moment. We type in a chat and say, stop calling up my Prime Minister name. Fake prophet. Him looking at him looking at the camera and I talk about you Mr. 100 Life, you go down with Andrew and I can call. Me have the recording, me have a screen recording if you say nothing. I just don't want this crazy you're drunk crying about him a pastor.
Good life. It's not a disgrace. You need to expose the fake pastor. Play the screen record. So people don't think that is story you're making up. It's not the first Mark Lyard Stewart has done something like this and tell lie about God telling about the JLP and it never goes up.
Chuck, if you get and you permit me, I want to say something different the school bus system. Because I think one of the biggest announcements in the last 20 or 10 years in Jamaica was made this week. And that announcement was made when the Jamaican government, the Andrew Holness government said, we are not renewing the license, the old license with JPS. It was groundbreaking. It was a policy initiative that was one of the biggest Andrew Holness has ever made. It is enormous as to the benefits that will come from this for Jamaica. And I think it is something we should talk about and see the benefit that cheap energy will do for Jamaica, because there is no nation on the face of the earth that is successful without cheap. Most wars are fought in the interest of energy. America is on top because of the petrodollar, because most people, the biggest commodity in the world is energy, and you have to buy it in the US dollar through the OPEC. Yeah? This announcement is very big and very important. We have to understand that cheap energy drives industry. When a company look at Jamaica and think to come to Jamaica, energy and labor costs is two of the biggest things they look at. They look at other things such as taxes and regulation and the court system. But energy and labor is two of the biggest thing they look at. When you look at, say, what cheap energy can do for, and look at the spin-off. Just for example, a lady at minimum wage, her energy costs move from $7,000 a month to $3,000 per month. She have $4,000 extra.
Amalo, correct yourself, Amalo. Yes, if I'm 7,000, 3,000 a month. Correct yourself.
Our energy bill moved from $7,000 to $3,000 a month. She used to pay $7,000. Now she only paying $3,000. So she have a benefit of $4,000.
$1,000 in her pocket with the correct.
What you will understand is that when she go to the supermarket, the same benefit she have in her pocket is the same thing the supermarket have, because now the supermarket bill, electric bill is down. So she know the goods that she is going to be buying is cheaper. So she can buy more goods to take care of her kids. This will drive down the cost of living in Jamaica. This will drive productivity in Jamaica. When one look at Trinidad and say, okay, they have maybe 1.8 million people, are up to close to 2 million, and look at Jamaica, say 3 million. They say, I will choose Jamaica if you have the same energy price, because you have a bigger market.
Thank you very much.
Like up alive, please.
This is something.
Omaro, is Jamaica a bigger brand than Trinidad, or is it? Well, just a question. You know, so we are Jamaican, but just be honest.
Trinidad is there is no brand that is the only brand that is bigger than Jamaica in the Western world is America.
Listen, we all hold the same notion. We all agree. Jamaica is a bigger
Only brand. Jamaica is the New York City of the Caribbean. People in the world ask if Trinidad and all other Caribbean country is in Jamaica.
Me thinking of it. That's a try to be.
I want to focus on what the change in energy costs will do for Jamaica and the growth that is anticipated in Jamaica, and when those money coming in from taxes to go to the government based on those growth that we are going to be having. What we see right now that is happening in Jamaica is a microcosm to what is going to be happening a couple of years from now. Jamaica is setting the groundwork and the foundation. The Andrew Holness government is setting the groundwork and the foundation based on the policies that are being put in place. It is no different than they re-equip the police and put in the groundwork to be getting the 40% in dropping murder. It's the same thing they are doing when they are laying these foundations in the economy, where energy is concerned, where the court system is concerned, where security is concerned. These foundations are being laid. So when a country that have sovereign fund and want to invest it into another country, they look at Jamaica as a place safe to carry it go and know they're going to make a return on it.
I have to mention, Omar, the credit ratings, because that improved dramatically. So BB minus is where we're at. Or triple B.
You know, we're not talking about if we go borrow money, we are talking about reposition.
No, not in terms of borrow money. The credit ratings of the country attract investors too, you know.
Very much so, very much. Because in sister, we have very better, a good position that we can sustain our bills and we are running a balanced budget. You see, why a lot of people, when they look at Cornwall Regional and say, why it don't done? It's because we don't just jump up with the 24 billion or jump up with the whole of the money one time. We take it budget by budget and we are doing it budget by budget, that means we are not running to people to put ourselves in position that they control us. We control our own destiny. This energy plan, this energy policy that the government say, I will not sign this contract. We are moved, and this is one of the reasons why we as Jamaican has to decide, because Paul, something they can decide say he's not going to sign back this contract, and if they lose government, Paul can come back and say he might go sign the same contract. This is the thing we have to consider. They can come and say they are going to sign the same contract. So we Jamaicans have to decide, who do we want negotiating Jamaican energy? If we want the PNP Palwell, or we want Mr. Vaz. These are some very important things we have to consider. We have to really consider the reason why Trinidad take over most of our manufacturing and a lot of our things come here is because of our energy price. If you find out a lot of companies want to come to Jamaica and they're deciding, can we produce our own energy because of the energy price?
David, I say when people are sleep on the floor in the hospital, ask him when you see that.
No man, David can't go and talk because David soon starts sleeping all earbag in all type of bed. We soon start bring some things from right now a building stage, you know. When you're living in an house where the construction is going on, water are gonna run through the roof by you. You're gonna find a whole lot of things are gonna mess up in the house. So Jamaica is under construction. So we have to go through some of the things them that are houses under construction that goes through. So we have to go through these things. But when the third term come, David, and everything starts roll over the way how it's supposed to roll over, listen me, may I tell you something? Me don't know when the other party ever can see back the place of governance. We have to understand this, David. David, when you have built the house and the house is under construction, we're going to have wet up bed. We're going to have whole heap of things that mess up in the house. You ever live in a house under construction, David? That is Jamaica. Jamaica is under construction. Yeah? Spanish Town Hospital is under construction. Cornwall Regional is under construction. The Children's Hospital is down there, is under construction. We are looking new lands to build KPH in Kingston. Soon be under construction. A whole heap of clinics is under construction. We are expanding, we are developing, we are moving forward, David. Don't let the train leave you behind and you stand up there waving. Get on it.
Thank you, Amalo.
Give me a second now. And sorry about that, Chuck. That is very interesting. I like that segment there. You may assist. They don't hurt me most. Chuck, them are criticize the bus system and bring able to say them are other bus to kill off and pity them. And when them are talk about AD wagon and pro back, but Chuck, when me look. That the message is really significant. Oh, you ever say them things about the old boys kill.
I never said them about AD wagon.
I mean, I said them Jamaica.
Yes,
AR wagon.
Or AR wagon.
AR wagon. Listen, man. Listen a while, and them things that disgusting, Chuck. Oh, if you look over kill out the penny, and boy, I mean, I tell some people can desperate up a poor brother. And the woman has sent on. I come from the water, something that chill on it. Them ambush people, them care, brother. And where them I try promoting in Jamaica, Chuck? And the rest of us and the rest of people
Oh, but let me give you
the yeah, Chuck.
Wow.
Yo, but let me give you the news.
Yeah, Chuck, come here tell you say, 100 live.
Go on.
100 live. Boy, I say, oh, if we boss kill have a pitney them. And you only never provide none for near 25 years. And the boss, a good boss in a Chuck for 10 years, a good lifespan that. I mean, I say, oh my God, this me get dark and darker more, but I don't want to get more ignorant more than this, brother. I have to look out
Mark,
our eyes,
do you
brother.
know-
Fight gonna be dreadful, you know. Yeah.
You know the age limit to import a bus in a Jamaica?
No, Chuck, I'll be
You
too
know,
honest with you. Give me some info.
Car 5 years. A bus is 30 years.
Yes.
And a truck is 50 years. So you can't import a 50-year-old truck. The most old truck there, you can't import one 50-year-old one. And you can't import one 30-year-old bus. Because buses and trucks are built to a different standard.
You know, man, ask one question. Find out if nobody know the number of.
What are the 100 live? What are no? I ain't 100 live.
Go through.
Listen to you 100 live. I know it's our Chuck. You know, say Chuck, when I talk about my build house pan sample and him know the geography and the danger when you say I build. The first him said he might build 50,000 house in a 10 year. Chuck him said I think Chuck them change him most might build 50,000 house in a 5 year and 500 house in a each constituency. Oh, that's a work, Chuck. That's a damage to economy. That's a damage to economy in a Chuck.
Those are talk. Those are
nothing damage to inflation will go back, you know.
Those plans are nothing that the PNP actually plan to do.
David Jarrett, you know if you know, or shoot it up on the David Jarrett. Shoot it up on your mother and your girl. And your granny. And your daughter, man. Come on, find life, man.
But Mark, me did I tell you before you said that, you know. I gotta tell you when me hear the PNP.
Listen now, man.
Well on, man. I make you finish. They must say, we are brag say we build Portmore, right? And Portmore was a swamp land. So that they might try use justify Mark Golding when my chat boy yesterday. So me just try me know why
I said the nation. I saw you sending your request, sir, but yesterday you utter some words. Totally distasteful. Yeah, and for that's far from you.
Yes, man.
Far from you.
We give him too much now. We give him too much attention. He does need to. We power button. He plug out now. We break a tunnel.
We don't take him up, Chuck. Let's block him. Go on, man. Go on, boy, with vice of the nation.
Chuck. But guys, I am at the wrapping up point now. The wrapping up point now.
Yeah, man. I found man. You deserve 2 lions.
30 now. Yeah.
Hey, Chuck, before you go in, Chuck.
You deserve 2 lions and 2.
Before you go in, Chuck, that vice of the nation in the go on in the depth over neighbor. And when neighbor have a big audience, big audience, come here listen neighbor for the whole day today. The neighbor have a big audience and neighbor say alright tomorrow go away. And eventually the audience cut down liquor. Him come on at the very end. And believe you me, when him come on at the very end, him and start talk some things. And start going with something. That's a JLP. Why this man come try disturb the whole neighbor, the whole Jamaica. With them crap when I come talk. But neighbor get on their skin, man.
I first missing neighbor get wild stuff on somebody.
Atabal, go find a life, man. Atabal, go find a life tomorrow.
You know, Bentley, me did over there early when that did go on, man. I first missing neighbor deal with somebody so still.
Yeah, man, neighbor get on their skin, man. Just laugh.
Neighbor, after I come off, neighbor.
Guys, I'm gonna put a close off. You know,
all right.
I have been missing for the past week, but I'm gonna try to for the rest of this week. I'm gonna try to do an early morning hour, probably between 12 and 2 or so. So I'm gonna try and manage local time better this week, so I won't be missing for the whole. So let's open ourselves a pass.
Chuck, say something.
Hold on, man. Let me one second there. Chuck, before you go there, Chuck, watch out. If you know, if you make you know, Western is alive and well again, in brother.
Yes, man. Me talk to Sharon, man.
Brother, yeah, and if you tell you, come remember, say, hey, listen, man, all my board up the road, sir, hear him to me now. either way, to come to take the youths them from me again, take the youths them back from me. You know, such man, me attack up the road, you know.
Yeah,
So,
man, we do over.
all right, so you know you go. So you don't know Western alive again, brother.
Alive again.
Chuck. All right.
Chuck.
Chuck. I want him to say, them a bus tour and the bus tour and a traction, you know.
That's all, Marlo.
Chuck, one thing I don't want the labor rights them to fall into the trap like what the PNP them have, the trap with the PNP them have. To say we got the Prime Minister not saying enough, or the Prime Minister. I think we are falling in the trap of trying to answer everything a million times when the Prime Minister answered, and we have said the Prime Minister not say enough. It's almost like when the PNP said the nothing now go on. It has sound too much like that to me. I mean, I like it.